Welcome to Uncuffed Radio with Caprice Smith. Join in weekly as this life and business coach, author, and mentor shares practical tools that will help you change your thinking and change your life. In her latest novel, Uncuffed Behind My Smile, Caprice tells her own gripping story of survival and triumph. Those life experiences led this 20-year police detective to start her own organization to combat domestic violence and teach families about their inner power. Her unique engagement style helps all, especially women, to find their voices as they discover and pursue their purpose. A highly sought-after motivational speaker and people enthusiast, listen now as Caprice Smith shares techniques for how you, too, can live your life uncuffed.
Great day, great day, great day. This is Caprice Smith, your uncuffed living expert. In fact, I am the only uncuffed living expert in the entire world, and I am super excited to be bringing you Uncuffed Radio today from the DMV for two reasons. One, because I am here at the Let's Get Serious Health Expo hosted by Gerri, and I'm seeing all of my amazing DJs and producers here from Maybe Help You Radio. But also, I get to interview a very important lady, and I'll tell you why she's so important in a minute. But I get to interview the biggest boss of them all, the founder of Team Bossy Girls. I'm so excited for the momentum and growth of her organization, and I can't wait for you guys to hear all about it. But I wanted to first welcome you and to check in on you guys and to let you know the weather is awesome. It's sprinkled a little, so the rain's not stopping anything. So if you're in the DMV, get to the Let's Get Serious Health Expo. And what we've done is we've introduced a new thing to the Uncuffed Radio show, and it's because we also want to focus on your lifestyle and your lives, because we realize that because your lives and your businesses are so interconnected, you really can't separate the two. In fact, we encourage you not to. But I wanted to share an uncuffed living key with you. You guys are fully aware of the keys to living uncuffed, book collaborations, and the uncuffed movement. But I wanted to bring this to you every Saturday because it's just going to get right to the point. The tip I want to share is I want you guys to understand the importance of collaboration. And that doesn't just mean, hey, I have a great idea, let's bring your great idea together and we make, magic. It's really sometimes you show up as the server and sometimes you show up as the person being served. So when you perfect the art of collaborating, you realize that magic does not just happen for you, but it happens for everyone involved because there's a leader and there's a, quote-unquote server. So understanding that every collaboration may not place you at the forefront, and that's not what it's meant to do. It may be someone else's time for their growth spurt. And if you're meant to be a part of it, that's just as awesome as when it will be for your time to be the leader and for them to serve you. So get familiar with collaboration and understand the importance of it. In addition, I want to just bring right off the back, our Uncuffed Telesummit is just really exciting. We have so many great speakers lined up. If you have yet to visit capricesmith.com and check out our 24-hour Uncuffed Telesummit, what we've done is we've brought together experts from around the world. And what we're going to talk about are the things that are holding you back in your business, the things that are holding you back in your lives. We're going to teach you how to get national exposure, how to get support, how to get people to know, love, and trust you so your supporters become clients and your clients become lifelong supporters. So we want you guys to join in on the Telesummit because we truly believe that every time someone pours information into you, it doesn't mean you have to be in the same room with them. So this 24-hour Uncuffed Telesummit is going to give you the option to chime in every day at noon in May or to call in every day at noon in May in the first week of June, or to download and listen at your convenience. And you get to hear from some awesome experts. They're going to talk about everything from branding to business imaging to getting the media promotion. So it's definitely a Telesummit you want to get more familiar with. So go to my website and check it all out. And then what I want you guys to think about is in your 2015 agenda, you probably made all of these great ideas, and you're probably hitting this mark right here because this cusp of spring is usually a time where you look back and you feel like you've done so much. in 2015 or so much in the new year. And you take a glance back and you get excited, but then you look at that to-do list and you realize that that impact that you were hoping for it was not really there. So what I want you to do is kind of reset your goals, reset your agenda for 2015 and eliminate some things that don't need to be there and work hard on the things that need to be there so that you experience growth. Uncuffed Radio, you're tuned in only on the Maybe Help You Radio Network. We want you guys to tune in and call in today. The number is 646-652-2512. As always, you can find us on Spreaker, on Blog Talk. You can find us on iTunes, iHeart. We're just everywhere. And remember, if you want us to come to your event and to broadcast live, we'll do that too. We just want you guys to be a part of our humongously big family because we have experienced so much growth in such a short time. We want you guys to join in on the fun. It is a great time. So this is Uncuffed Radio, and we'll be right back.
Hey, Chef Jovi here of the Eatsperience Radio Show. Join me 10 a.m. every Thursday to explore recipes, best restaurants, and food spots in and around the country. I look forward to receiving your comments, so follow us on Spreaker.com to tune into the show. That's SPREAKER.com. And search MWHY Radio to join me every Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Eatsperience Radio Show. And remember to share your Eatsperience.
Hello, I'm Sherelle of Fit and Flow Yoga Radio. Wake up with me every Friday at 6 a.m. and have a wonderful yoga experience. We'll explore meditation and discuss how various yoga postures can help relieve your everyday stress. We'll also make the connection between our faith and wellness. Follow us on Spreaker.com to tune into the show. That's Spreaker, SPREAKER.com. And also search MWHY Radio to join me every Friday at 6 a.m. for Fit and Flow Yoga Radio with Sherelle. And until next time, surrender to your strength and always embrace your flow.
And welcome back. This is Caprice Smith, your Uncuffed Living expert. And FYI, guys, if you have some causes out there, we're getting some people from Milwaukee and some from Cali that are telling us they're getting some silence parts or some pauses. I want to apologize for those. It's because we are broadcasting live from the Let's Get Serious Health Expo, and so I'm sure there's some things that we are currently working on behind the scenes, or my producer is currently working on behind the scenes. We ask you guys just to be patient. We promise you a great show, and we will deliver. While we are going to bring our awesome, amazing woman up in a minute, I'm going to tell you her name in a minute. I'll keep you guys in suspense on purpose. I want you guys to just take a minute, go over to www.teambossygals.com. Now, don't be grammatically correct. And I want you to really spell it out. TEAMBOSSYGALS. So it's not girls, it's Team Bossy Gals with that sassiness.com. Go there. When you get there, what you're going to see is you're going to see a whole bunch of great information. You actually see a bunch of resources because we help you find the solutions you need to be successful. And how awesome is that? How many times do we find something that's woman-owned, woman-operated, serving other women who are truly authentic in serving other women? And I get excited. Well, I got really excited when I found them, and I started doing cartwheels when I had a conversation with the founder, Gerri, because she is all of that in a bag of chips. Remember, we used to say that she's all of that in a bag of chips. And what I mean by that is she's really authentic in her mission and her life's purpose. And I want you guys to get familiar with her. If you've noticed, my hashtags and my social media promotion now includes hashtag Team Bossy Gals, GALS. And that's because it's guaranteed to be reposted and retweeted and shared among my ideal clients and people who are just like me, and that's leading in their profession and leading in their niche, but they also have that support. So without further ado, please help me welcome the awesome Gerri Chambers. Hello.
How are you?
I am so excited. I'm actually in my sneakers they're like heel sneakers because I know at some point I'm going to have to go work out, Gerri. And I wore heel sneakers because if I can say, I hurt my knee, I hurt my leg, I can't stay out there for the full 8 hours. So I am super excited. I didn't have a lesson. I'm ready to work out. But I'm more excited because you are here. Now, if someone has not met you yet, what should they know about them, Miss Gerri Chambers?
Well, as you know, Team Bossy Gals is fairly new. We're a startup, and the idea actually came from a book that I wrote that went to number 1 twice. So I was really excited about that, and a publicist had picked me up. So, we've gained a little bit of recognition. Well, I say a little bit. It's been quite a bit, actually, which has been awesome and exciting. But before that, I was in the workforce, and I worked as an employee for other people. I was in the oil and gas industry for over 10 years. And knew that I had this entrepreneurial spirit that I wanted to really utilize. I knew I had some gifts and some talents that I wanted to share. And my heart went out to other moms who did not really want to work as an employee. They wanted to do their own thing, and that was me too. So, you get in kind of a trap, and I felt trapped for a long time, and I thought, well, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that. And so years and years of trying a lot of things just didn't work. And, one thing led to another, single mom of 4 children, and opportunity opened up. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to go for it. This is my time. I got laid off from a job, and there you go, Team Bossy Gals.
Nice. I love it. So you found, and what would most consider a problem, you found a solution. Has that always been your style?
Yeah, it has, because I'm the kind of person that is not going to deal or to sit still with status quo. That's actually some of my mottos is, complacency kills. It's a dangerous place to be complacent and to be happy and I guess to kind of lay down, and I know some people have no choice, and I'm not talking to those of you who have to make ends meet and you are in a trap right now, because I was there and I understand that. I'm talking to people that know they have something more in them, but they're kind of allowing that complacency to overrun their ability to climb up higher. And I guess I just want to break free from that. And, when you have it in you, you know it, and you will not rest and not be happy until you are fulfilling to the best of your ability your God-given talent, and I'm there now. It's slow going, but I'm there now because I'm not in that status quo. I'm using what God's given me to further the vision that He's given me. So it's a beautiful place to be.
It is so amazing. When you get to teambossygals.com, you'll see a little bit, you see a glimpse of what Gerri is speaking about, and that's amazing leaders all collaborating together. Now, how did you do it? Because I see you have so many forums. You have things about brainstorming. You have really good blogs. How did you do it? What's your secret to bring bossy women? Because, we're in charge. We in charge. We don't like to be told what to do. Don't question me. Just do it. So what's the secret to bringing type A women all together and getting things done? Because you have really perfected that.
Well, you said it. Excuse me. It's a type A personality. These are go-getters. These are women that, again, like I said, they don't settle for status quo. And when we started the buzz and the excitement about Team Bossy Gals, the vision of empowering and encouraging women to, live out their dreams, and we do believe that every woman deserves to live and achieve her dream. When we started that buzz and that excitement, people caught on. I really didn't have to go search for anyone. When we started getting it out on social media, getting that idea of encouragement, empowerment, and that type of thing, really people came to me and said, I love what you're doing. I want to get involved. What can I do? And, I really didn't know at first, because if anyone's, been with a startup, you kind of, it's either going to take off like fire or it's going to just kind of go slow. Well, we took off like fire. So we're throwing people in, it's like trial by fire. We said it right from the beginning. We're going to throw you in, and I don't know what I'm going to give you yet, but everyone's just kind of caught on to the vision, and they've just been working it because they know that where we're going is really big, and I'm a visionary. I mean, I've got really big up in the clouds here vision, and when people see that and they realize the change that can be made when we can offer women resources, tools, encouragement, empowerment, all those things, networking, everything that we're striving to provide for that woman, they are going to catch on, and it's really easy for people to see that vision. So that's where we're headed.
Okay, now just let us in. Give us a little bit more about what does that look like? What if we go there? Because there seems to be a lot of people who they think they have it together, but you're doing it and it's working. So what can some woman in business, or what type of woman in business, or entrepreneur or corporate, who should be on Team Bossy, Gerri? Who should be on the team, and what happens on the team? What can the team do for them?
So right now, what we've offered the women who want to get involved with us is, I told them right up, we are a startup. We are going for the big time, but it's going to take some time. So I told them, if you come with us and you share the vision, you work to get us to where we want to be, which will never end. It is not an arrival, right? I mean, it's always a striving. So if you will come with us, we will help you promote your business. So it's kind of a bartering system right now. We have a very large influence. Just in one portion of our social media, we have 2.6 million impressions for 28 days. Looking at our analytics, it's just crazy. So I want to utilize that and to leverage that to help other women who may already have a job or they may already have their own business. I want to help them further that, because the whole vision of Team Bossy Gals is, I want to help you achieve your dream. And this is a big dream. This isn't, I have my little hobby and I'm making a few bucks on the extra, on the side. I want to buy a new house. This is bigger than that. This is legacy. Like, what do you want to leave your children? Do you want to travel the world? What are the big things that you want? And that's what we want to help women accomplish. So when you come along with us and you become one of the executive team, you are helping further that vision for yourself and for other women who want to get on with us. So that's what we're doing.
I love it. I love it. Now, I see you're just so authentic and you're so honest and upfront. I think that's the missing link that others don't quite get, is that people will buy into that honesty. What are some of the challenges that you've had to deal with in your business and maybe even life that others may be dealing with? And, what are your secrets to success, your quick nuggets, the things that they can do right now to be successful if they are experiencing some of your challenges?
Okay, well, I would be, ignorant to say that this has been a breeze. So up front, I tell people, if you have that desire, that's just one piece of it, right? The desire and the want to do better for yourself, or to own your own business, or to take your hobby to the next level, or to take your business to the next level. That's the first piece. The rest of it is hard work. So, I don't want to be, fluffy about this. It's not, get your idea on paper and it's going to fly and make you tons of money. That's one thing I've learned is I planned on it being, going a lot faster than it is, right? So that's kind of the thing we have as entrepreneurs. You have that I'm ready for it to go fast, but you're prepared if it doesn't. So, the challenge for me as a working woman, and I'm talking to the women who are working right now because I was there. I'm tired when I get home. I'm a single mom, 4 kids to take care of. You're tired. You don't want to get back on the computer and start another job. Okay, so the time leverage is the hardest thing. Now, there's solutions for that I didn't know about back then, because when you have a job, you have that income, okay, that you don't have when you don't have the job. So you've got the income, but you don't have the time necessarily. Well, with what I do and what I did in my coaching program is I tried to teach women to leverage that small amount of time they have and their income to slowly start the business. So that's kind of where I start from. But I know it's tiring. You're exhausted. You just want to get the kids fed, and you want to get them in bed so you can relax and have some mommy time or whatever. So that's where I come from, is just not starting. It took me getting laid off. Okay, so I don't want other women to wait that long, And it was kind of a blessing in disguise now that I look back, but it was scary, So here I've got these 4 kids and I have a little bit to live on, but, man, I needed to start from scratch, So I don't want women to be in that scary position where either they lose their job or they're so miserable they feel like they want to quit or to be there, but just start now where you are. There are baby steps you can take. Number one is leveraging some of your time, and just to give you some practical tools, we have several virtual assistants on our team, and these women can research markets for you, find out who's buying what. So you leverage the people out there that have the expertise and the time to do the research for you so you know where to start. And then, I tell people on their lunch break or whatever, start making connections. It is very important to make those connections, Caprice, like we connected and so many of the other executive team connected with me. Get out there on social media and start, reaching out to people who are maybe doing what you want to do and start making those connections. And that's something you can do on your lunch break. You can do for a little bit, when you get home, right before you go to bed or whatever. Get your social media profiles up to date, looking good, and allow yourself to be open for those networking opportunities. So there's a couple of things.
So you got to be available, you have to be willing, and you just have to be honest. Loving it. Now, your Team Bossy Gals, how did you get the name, Joe? You just have to tell us, where does the cute name come from? I love it.
Okay, when I wrote my book, I put the cart before the horse. I kind of had a loosey-goosey title, and I'd actually met my book coach on a tweet. So listen to my book coach. Her name's Ellen Violette. I just have to give her a little shout out right there. But she was the coach behind writing my book. Well, I had the book all written out and everything. And then at the end, I was struggling with the name because it wasn't sassy enough for me. And I'm a little edgy. I'm a little sassy. I'm a little, bossy. And so at the time, there was a little bit of buzz going on about the word bossy and whether or not we should call little girls bossy. Well, I really wasn't in tune with this, but my book coach was. So she noticed that I think it was, the name's escaping me right now, but there were a few of actually Beyonce was one of them that said ban bossy. So this was the ban bossy movement. Well, I thought this is cool. I love controversy, like a little bit of buzz. Like to rub people a little bit the wrong way and the right way, you know what I mean? And I thought, bossy's perfect for me. So it's too bossy, and I wanted to redefine that. Bossy is not negative, okay, for me, and the connotation that I'm using it. It is assertive, it's knowing what you want, it's being decisive, and not being wishy-washy and weak. When the world kind of pushes you down, you need to stand up and be strong, right? So all those things are bossy. It encompasses bossy for me. So I wanted to redefine that. That's where bossy came from for the book. Now, we didn't want girls, we didn't want women, we didn't want chicks, we didn't want all that. We wanted gals because that reaches all the world. A gal, everybody knows what a gal is, right? So we did gal, and then we wanted a team. We're going for a multinational conglomerate. And, Team Bossy Gals, my publicist and I had tossed that around a little bit, and that's where it came from. But Bossy came from the book. And we're redefining that.
I love it. So we should not ban the word bossy. You just redefined it. I love it. I love it. That's the difference between a leader and someone else. It's something that's not, everyone else is on the bandwagon. You say, no, I want to go this way, and then come with me. And you've done that very well. Now, what are some other things in the works for you?
Well, we are going to take the business to the next level. We have gotten past the point now what I was calling phase one, kind of the baby phase, where we wanted everyone to know that we're here. We want people to know that we're on fire. We want to get people excited and encouraged and know that that's what we stand for. So phase two, now we're starting to implement some of those things that we are for, such as the tools, the trainings, the networking events, things like that. We have a summit coming up that we have planned. We've also opened up advertising on our site to get massive traffic for your ad. We've got that implemented right now, and we're offering pre-launch pricing. So we're kind of in the beta stage right now, letting all the people who want to get in on that 50% off. But we're going to have a summit. We're going to have some really powerful speakers, such as your Telesummit, and this is going to be our first deal. So we're excited about that. But that's kind of where we're going next.
Love it. are there any more books that you're birthing behind the scenes?
I do have one idea, and I have it partially fleshed out. It'll be a while, so I just don't know the timing yet. You know, as you know, Caprice, when you're doing everything, you're doing a startup, you got the business, you got all this stuff going on, your day job, your parenting and all that, you kind of try to prioritize. I'd love to get another one out. And I want people to know who I am truly, where I come from and all that, and this is going to be that. It's kind of a life story, a testimony. So you know my heart, you know where I'm coming from, and that's kind of what I'm working on right now. So it may be a while, but that's it.
Love, love, love it. We are tuned into Uncuffed Radio, found here only on the May We Help You radio network, and we're talking to the amazing Miss Gerri Chambers. Call in at 646-652-2512, 646-652-2512, and as always, you can always find us on Blog Talk and Spreaker, iTunes, iHeart, all over the place. We even have our own magazine. Now, Gerri, you talk a little bit, or at least one of the forums on your website, it talks about the benefits of working with a startup. We scratched the surface a little bit, but I want you to dig a little bit deeper. Why don't people attach themselves to startups? What things have you seen in the past that would prevent a woman from joining the startup? And I've realized in business that people really do want the limelight, and they love to show up at the last minute and get the stage. Don't they want the mic? They want to sing, but they don't want to come to practice. They want to be on the forefront, but they don't want to do the legwork. They want a room filled with 1 million supporters and fans, but they don't want to hand out a flyer. So in your experiences when you're dealing with women in business, tell me and our listeners a little bit more why you found women don't collaborate more, because someone right out there is listening and she's on the edge of her seat because this show is really geared for women in business and women who are living uncuffed, but she's a little scared because, quite honestly, you don't always get the best experience when working with other women. I've been really lucky, but it can be a little dramatic at times. But what have you found?
Well, to answer the question about what would hold someone back from a startup, and it's funny because I've actually personally spoken, and I personally speak to everyone interested in going that next step. So I want to hear the reservations, too, because I do want to address that. Going with a startup, and I remember before my startup I felt this, too. You don't know the reputation necessarily of all the people that are doing the startup, okay? So you don't know who you're dealing with really. So you want to kind of stand back and you want to watch and see what they do. So I understand there's a little apprehension there. You also don't know the reward. I mean, there's no guarantee of reward, right? I mean, you know that people are working hard. You know their heart. You can really feel the vision. You can catch it. You can promote it. But you don't know how much time you want to put in. And that's where the risk-taking comes in. I mean, I'm a natural risk taker. I mean, to not back in the workforce, to provide income for children and keep them home and live on my 401k is risky, okay? I mean, I get it. So if you don't have that risk, if you're not ready to take that, then it is very scary. But if you're a risk taker, you're going to go, you know what? I'm going to put in some time because you know that reward equals the risk and the time and effort and energy you put into it. So it's those people that get with us in the beginning and work really hard and help us achieve our goals and our milestones and to realize our vision that are going to get the reward. And they're coming and they're big because all that stuff is being worked on behind the scenes. You don't see a lot of that, but those are all business decisions and connections that and conference calls and all that are taken behind the scenes. And I can't wait to reward the people who are truly with us and working to help further Team Bossy Gals get us going. So I understand the apprehension, but take that risk because I don't fail. I haven't failed yet, and I like people to tell me I can't do something because that just makes me work a little bit harder. The people that think I'm crazy told me I'm crazy. The family members that look at me like I'm crazy and treat me differently now, I can't wait to go, oh, yeah, but look at this. See? Told you. So I'm that kind of person. Sorry, man.
I love it. So now, Gerri, the book, the Bossy ebook, like it's big, bold red letters. People say, oh, you've read it. I love it. It's hands on the hip. And you've given us 8 steps to take you from paycheck to prosperity with a home-based business. I love that because I retired a year ago, and when I tell you my bed is my favorite place in the entire world, but it's like where I do most of my work in my footies and my flip-flops. So I love to be home. I love the way it feels, the smell of it. I love being able to cook while I'm also maybe recording or listening or researching something. So home is truly where it is, and a home-based business is just everything. Now, I know that at first glance, because you're not spoken a little bit, you talk about revisiting the past so that you can remember what you've done in your life. Talk a little bit why is that so important in your past? Because a lot of us, even my listeners, they're going to run from the past because it hurts sometimes to look back. So why is it important?
Well, I think, and I had to learn this over years too, and it took me a lot of conferences and listening to a lot of coaches who had been there and done that as well. So we don't get anywhere by ourselves, okay? We really need people to come alongside us to help get us through hard times, to get us on the other side. You know, you get that. So, for me personally, it was the belief that I could, number one, achieve, and that secondly, I deserved to achieve more than what I was doing. So a lot of it starts in your mind, and that is so important to me. When I take someone through a coaching program, I work on the mindset first. If you have stinking thinking, if you've got negativity, if you've got that pessimistic, issues, we all have issues. We've all been through stuff. Yours may be a little worse in your perspective than mine, but we have all in our own perspective been through our own junk, right? So you have to kind of lay that aside. And if anything is stopping you from achieving what is in your heart or what you believe you've been given a vision to accomplish, then that needs to be tackled. So whether that's fear of failure, whether it is, everyone telling you can't do it and you're just beaten down, whatever that is, it needs to be handled. And, I talk about that a little bit. If you've grown up and been around people that have put you in a place of you're not going to achieve, you can't do it, you've been given no opportunity, you've kind of just barely slid by in life, we need to get past that. Because if you've got the want to in you, there is enough in you to make it happen, whatever it is, right, to achieve your dream, whether it's travel in the world or the whatever, and dream big. And some people forgot how to dream big, Caprice. I mean, they look at their paycheck and they're like, well, I can really only do this. And you get used to looking at that paycheck, and that limits you, right, because you're like, well, I got to pay this, I got to pay this. This is what's left. People stay for years to use that 2-week vacation or whatever in corporate. So, if you can look past the paycheck and you can get those big dreams down on paper and look at that, you start to kind of say, okay, what do I need to do to get there now? If that want to is in you, you can do it with the right tools and resources. It's when you give up and say, you know what, you're right. I'm not going to have anything. Not going to do this. Whatever. I am going to settle for where I am. That's when I think you've given up. So don't get to that point. And if you're there, you need to get out of that. So,
I love it. That's good. Now, what else can we find in this book? Bossy? What can we find? What can we find in it?
Oh gosh, I mean, another thing is just the practical things, right? So, what do you need to do to find out what you're going to do? Where I start people is, you work with your existing skill set, your existing passions, your existing personality. It's the easiest thing to do. Now, I realize a lot of us look at others and they say, I really want to do that. They're so successful doing that. But if you're not cut out for that and you can't wake up and be excited about that for years to come, then I would not recommend that. So start with what you're passionate about. And I take people through just a little exercise. Get a piece of paper. Get 3 columns. One column, you have skill set. Second column, you have your personality type. What scares you? Are you a big risk taker? Are you assertive, or are you more in the background? Feel like up in the spotlight and things. And then thirdly, your passion. And then you just kind of match all those up. You kind of mix and match those all together and find out what the best fit for you is going to be in a business. And that passion is what is going to keep you waking up in the morning and getting to work. Because I can tell you, if you're not passionate about something, I've tried many things, you're not going to continue. You're not going to do it. If you don't love it, if you're not passionate about it, why? You'll ask yourself, what am I doing? So make sure you know what you're doing.
I'm telling you, it's so interesting because a lot of women, especially because we admire other women, we dress for other women, we do things sometimes to impress other women. So I think we're a little more competitive than men, but that's, is not supported by any research. I'm just saying. But I think it's so interesting that you bring that point up, that passion piece, because a lot of us will gimmick the person that we'll try to mimic the person that we admire so much, and we adopt their goals and their dreams. And I've got a lot of their supporters along my path that have kind of taken on the same persona as mine, or, it's not quite the same, but I know you probably experienced the same thing. But the point of it is, instead of mimicking the other people that you admire or being like them or serving out their purpose, truly serve out your own, because you're 100% right. Your passion is not going to step up when you need it to if you're following someone else's dreams.
That is so true.
That is so incredibly true, and I know that you found that to be true as well. Now, were there anything stopping you, like did you always have that level of support that you needed? I know for me it's a constant reiteration to the hubby, yes, I am a full-time stay-at-home mom now, but I am also a full-time entrepreneur. And when I was working, yes, I worked, yes, but this entrepreneurial thing, that's what I want to do. That's what I was birthed to do. So it's kind of been taking the stand. And in your marriage and in your friendship and relationships, no, I'm not available this time because I'm doing this for the business. So have you had to take those similar stands, or have you always received some level of support from everyone?
Oh, no. And one of the quotes that I love is, I want to say she's Anne Rand, or I forgot her name, but she basically said, you need to, and I say, this is let me just say, this is not her direct quote. This is my quote from her, kind of rearranging it a bit, but you need to kick them to the curb if they do not support you, even if that's your family. And I will just tell you this, that I've spoken to many entrepreneurs, very successful millionaire entrepreneurs, and family is one of the hardest people to get on your side. I don't know why that is. I can kind of speculate, and I've thought about it a little bit, although I don't overanalyze things because it wastes my time. But I do think that people know you. They know where you come from. They know who you are. They know your weaknesses and your faults, and they get scared for you and all that because they know all the hard times you've been through and all that. So I think some of that non-support comes from a place of true love and fear for you and that kind of thing. But I've had to stop talking to my family about a lot of what I'm doing. They don't support it. They don't understand it. And as a matter of fact, if they do understand it, Steve Harvey said this the other day, and I thought it was hilarious. If they don't look at you like you're crazy when you're explaining your dream to them, your dream ain't big enough. You know what I mean? So, if you're telling people your dream and they're looking at you with the glassy eyes and looking at you like you're crazy, it's probably right on track. And you're not going to have everyone support you. And you don't need everyone to support you. You need someone to support you, and that's it. So you're not going to get everyone on board with you. I have not gotten everyone on board with me. I don't know if they want to see me reach a milestone. Whatever that is, whatever their issue is, you just make sure that if you're following your dream and you have a passion, that you find someone to support you. And again, I'll just say it, we don't get there alone. I mean, you need to have some people by your side, whether that's a business coach or a life coach, whatever you want to call them, whatever they call themselves, a best friend, a good friend, church members, sisters, brothers in Christ, whatever that is, find someone who is going to support you. Because, don't be easily swayed by the non-supporters, because they're out there.
Nice. I love that. You said it, girl. You don't need everyone to support you. You just need someone to support you. I love that. Gerri, you're like one of my most favorite people. So you never get rid of me.
I got you, Mama.
No, we're going to be sitting on Oprah's couch together, so make room. Now, I'm going to give you, guys, unfortunately, I could have this conversation all day long, but we have got to acknowledge some of our sponsors and thank them for allowing us to bring you people like Gerri every Saturday and all the amazing guests that we've had on Uncuffed Radio. So I want to tell the listeners, remember, if you're having those allergy attacks early and you have some other medical issues, but you don't want to go to the hospital, you don't feel as bad like you need an emergency doctor or need to go to the emergency room or even an urgent care room that's popping up all over the country, you can also text Ask the Nurse at ADCY4D, and that text goes right to 24587. So that's ADCY4D to 24587, and that's Delana K. Watkins. She is a registered nurse, and she's willing to answer your questions. You can hit send or you can tweet it right to @Delana K. Watkins or maybe Help You Radio or Ask the Nurse. And that is a great tool for working moms and moms in their own business because sometimes things are not that urgent that you have to drop everything, but it's catching your attention. You want to make sure you do the right thing. So you definitely want to ask the nurse. Don't try to figure it out. Ask the nurse right on maybe Help You Radio Network or just please ask the nurse. In addition, we love to thank our premier sponsor, and that's the sponsor of the week of the Maybe Help You Radio Network, and that's our Maybe Help You Radio app. So download your app today by visiting the Google Play App Store or Amazon App Store, and if you search MWHY, it'll pop up. So you can get all of the updates, the show hosts, all the information about the events, and you can download it to all of your smartphones, your tablets, or if you don't want to go fishing for it on Google Play or Amazon, go right to MWHYradio.com, our website, and download the app so you can listen to this show over and over and over again, just like I will when I'm riding my bike because I love Uncuffed Radio because of the amazing guests. And then we also want to thank AM/FM 247. Now, let me tell you, AM/FM 247 is really taking MWHY Radio Network to an entirely different level. We're on AM and FM stations across the United States. So if you are listening from Tampa, Florida, Las Vegas, Macomb, Georgia, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Boulder, Colorado, Richmond, VA, Greenville, North Carolina, Milwaukee, or Maryland, we thank you. We thank you over and over, and we really want to thank AM/FM 247 for making it possible for you guys to listen. We also want to thank all of the countries who continue to download our shows from iTunes and Stitcher, TuneIn, and Windows, Blog Talk Radio, Facebook, and the many other podcasting sites. And also anyone who is listening to our app. We promise to continue to bring you awesome shows, talk shows, music, and just 24/7 programs every day. You want to get some great quality listening, go to MWHY Radio. Now, back to you, Ms. Chambers. Now, let me see. I want to hear more about your biggest hiccup or your biggest stumbling or your biggest fear that showed up for launching Team Bossy Girls. And I won't ask you what you did because I already know you kicked it in the butt and you made it work. But what are some common things that you have to deal with that others are dealing with, but unlike you, they're kind of still holding themselves cuffed by it?
That is a great question. I've learned a lot in beginning this and in starting this, and I love it. I'm having a blast. But one of the things as a business owner in a startup is you have to wear all the hats, right? And I've just wrote a blog about this, but excuse me, you are wearing every hat. You're having to switch gears, at a moment's notice. You're dealing with all the different personalities, all the different, people on your team, all the people outside of your team that you're trying to appeal to. And I think switching gears for me and knowing what information needs to go to which person, using that discernment in who you tell what to, because there's a level of trust when you have a team. And when I was working for the oil and gas companies, they were working for the company. Even though I was their supervisor, they were working for the company. So I could always go to the company and share things, right, people above me. But when you are when you are the person running the show and calling the shots and bringing everyone together, you have to use a lot of discernment. And, I'm very friendly. I'm very open. I like to share. And, you can't really do that as much as you may want to or have been used to in the past. And So that's been kind of a challenge for me because my nature is to, hey, guess what I have going on? And, oh, yeah, and it's going on over here and da-da-da. But you really kind of have to hold back. So that's been kind of a challenge for me because you don't want to alarm people. So you don't want to tell people things like, you know, that are happening kind of behind the scenes. You need to know who to tell, who to bring in, what teams to form, and that kind of thing. So constant state of flux. You have to be willing to make a mistake as well. And, you know, I guess I've looked at things like, what is the worst thing that could ever happen? What's the most horrible, worst thing that could happen if I share the wrong thing with the wrong people? Well, number one, it's not going to take the company down. It's not going to take me down. As long as I maintain integrity, I'm truthful, I'm honest, I'm me, that will remain. I think integrity, reputation, personality, who you are, honesty, and all that lasts way longer than a mistake in business. So my number one job is to maintain integrity, and that's something that I have to check every day. You know, I pray every day, you know, help me maintain integrity, because once that's gone, and again, one of my favorite quotes is, and I have it up here, it's Warren Buffett. He says, you know, it takes years to build a reputation, but 5 minutes to break it down. So if you think about that, yeah, and that's kind of, you know, it's right there on my desk. I have my dream board, and I have quotes, and I've got pictures and places I want to go, all these kind of things, and that's one of those things that's really kept me thinking before I speak. Have I made mistakes? Yes. Have I been called out by people that say, you know, probably the best choice, what not the best idea, whatever? Yeah. Yes, and that's what I mean. It takes a team, right? You don't want to go down the wrong path, but I'm honest about it. You know what? Yeah, but I wasn't hurting anyone. I wasn't trying to hurt anyone. I wasn't lying to you guys. So integrity with every move you make, although you will make mistakes.
Wow, that is so huge. And again, I could stay here all day, Gerri, but any final words or final thoughts for the listeners who tune in for you today?
I always go back to this, you know, we have a vision as an entrepreneur, and I'm speaking to the entrepreneur women and even men who can glean a little bit from a woman's standpoint, you know. We all have different, you know, strengths, different weaknesses, different personalities. We're nurturers. You know, there's a lot of differences that go on. So, but anyway, I keep going back to expect the best or prepare for the worst. I know that's very cliche, but don't let the failures and the, I guess, not reaching your milestones as you want to, don't let that crush you, because I know and I've read many, like I said, I've studied many entrepreneurs, and these are successful ones. They all say the same thing. You know what? You're going to come to a fork in the road. You're going to come to a brick wall. You're going to come to a point where at some point you either question, what am I doing? Or you get discouraged, or you decide, you know what, maybe I just need to give up. This is just too hard. It's too hard. It's so much easier to go back to work and let somebody pay me. I mean, how many times have I said that? You know, I've got kids screaming in the background. I homeschool my boys, too. So I've got 14, 12, 10 years old, all homeschooling them, all boys, right in front of me. I mean, they're seeing the whole thing. They're seeing this all go down, right? So, and then my little 17-month-old, almost 17-month-old now, running around the house screaming, you know, I've got to pay a bill. You know, it's just not going the way I want to. I'm like, give me the paycheck. It's so easy to just kind of slide back into that, right? But, again, just continue to keep that vision, that purpose, that passion right in front of you. Get your encouragers on the line, whoever you need to reach out to. You don't do it alone. Don't sit alone. That's where you start to kind of break down, is to stay alone. Get out of self-pity. Don't let yourself stay down too long. Just keep working at it. You will have an upside. You will. You're going to have valleys and peaks, okay? So just ride it. Just take the ride. Learn. I have a journal. When I learn a big lesson, write it down. So enjoy the ride. Don't give up. Don't jump off the train.
Right, and you know what? Those lessons then become a book, and then they become, you know what I mean? It's just so many things. I love that, writing it down, getting it out of your system. Love that. Gerri, you are phenomenal. How can we connect with you and listen more and learn more?
Well, I have my email address, and, you know, there may come a day where I cannot, you know, take all the emails, but my heart is to really hear from everyone. So if you get a chance, just, you know, on the website, teambossygals.com, my email address is at the very top. My contact, it's Gerri, Gerri, @teambossygals.com. I love to hear from women. And, I've had women just reach out to me and say, I'm really struggling with this. I have this idea. Check this out, da-da-da. Now, I may not be the expert, but I do have a team. I mean, that's what it's all about. We have a team. And I sometimes ask my editor, hey, what do you think about this? Or I'll shoot Caprice something and say, hey, this sounds like a good opportunity. What do you think? So that's what a team is all about. We have a really powerful team, and we did the math the other day, and we have over a century of experience among us all,
Oh, wow.
So use that, reach out to us. We have a forum. We want some participation on our business forum. You've got experience and know-how at your fingertips. We want to hear from you. We love to hear from you. It's our passion, and, just reach out.
I love it. And if they're listening and they're running to the website and I need to connect with Gerri, I want to be on the team, I want to be a Bossy girl, give us some statistical numbers. Now, I'm not a numbers girl. I will admit this publicly all the time. I'm just not a numbers girl. I know how to spend money and I know how to make money, but I don't try to go to my accountant when I want to try to figure out, okay, now, what does this all mean? So you're really good about statistics and surveys, and we've had an overwhelming, and at least in my opinion, growth in our social media and our Twitter and all of our social media pages, even on our website. Give a few numbers for someone out there who is completely opposite from me. They love numbers.
Yeah. So we're continuing to have what I'm calling the opt-in rate. So we have people that are interested that want to get on our newsletter. That continues to grow. So we're at a 35% growth weekly on our newsletter list, which I think is great because that is our best way to get information to you. So if you go sign up for our newsletter, you're going to be the first one, the front line. And I always give our front line, our subscribers, first dibs on stuff, okay? So like the beta program for the advertising, they got the notifications, okay, and you get 50% off, so you're going to get the deals. I love rewarding people for that. So there's that, and then we, like I said, we get the 2.6 million impressions. That's just on one account. We have our whole team that encompasses between 750 and 1 million followers. So we do have a large Twitter and Facebook and Google+. We're on all the social media platforms. We continue to get over 100% growth in our social media following weekly. So, we're growing there. And we're not stopping. So all we're doing is just reaching out farther. So one of the things that you get with Team Bossy Gals, if you want to be on the team or you want to be a supporter, is you do get that exposure for your business. And one of the things we love on social media, and I'm on Twitter, okay, I'm on there. And if I see you and you're talking to me, I'm going to connect with you. I'm going to see you. I have a lot of automation going on there, too. I want to do, like I said, build buzz, but we're going to send out some new tweets and that kind of thing. We're going to freshen that up a bit. But if you send inspirational and use hashtag Team Bossy Gals, we're going to retweet you. We love that because it's all about, like I said, it's all about a team. Even if you're not on our executive team, it's all about us encouraging, inspiring one another. That is one huge aspect of Team Bossy Gals, not to mention, the resources and tools and coaching and that type of thing. So reach out to us, send us an inspirational quote. We'll retweet you. We'll connect with you and sign up for our newsletter. And we'll have some online trainings coming up. We have a summit coming up. So, again, you want to get notified of those things. So there you go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today, Gerri. And listeners, go visit, go to tbossygals.com and get to know Gerri. I am telling you, she is a woman with integrity about her business, and she handles her business. And she's mastered the art of not operating as an island. So no one wants to be that island. Thank you so much, Gerri.
Thank you, Caprice. It's an honor.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Now, we are winding down. It's the last segment of our show, and I want to remind you guys that we are always looking for amazing women at the Miss Corporate America pageant. I am the Miss Corporate America ambassador, and I have a huge announcement I almost forgot to tell you guys about. As the ambassador, I'm going to be introducing that last few minutes of the show for Miss Corporate America. So if you want to know more about the pageant, if you want to know more about how you can compete, if it's a great fit for you, or even hear from some of the reigning queens and past queens and potential queens, please make sure you join into Uncuffed Radio every Saturday at 10 Eastern Standard Time. and we are going to enlighten you and educate you about Miss Corporate America pageant. So I want to definitely invite you guys to check out that website and learn more there at the www.misscorporateamerica.com. The pageant happens every March in SeaWorld in Florida. It's the only national pageant that highlights women in business, and that's why I'm so proud to wear that crown as Miss Corporate America 2014 and Miss Corporate America 2015, a reigning ambassador. And to reiterate that the 24-hour Uncuffed Telesummit is forthcoming. We have people registering. They have the experts lining up. A lot of great giveaways are going to become part of your package when you do register. And we're going to be your field trainer. So you can either join the academy or you can start field training. Either way, we want your business to grow. We want you to grow and be better. Please visit capricesmith.com and get information there. Also, as an ambassador of Healer Woman, Healer Nation, which is another awesome organization, we have great treats for you. If you're at the Let's Get Serious Expo here today with me, stop past my table, you could actually win a free seat to the upcoming Healer Woman, Healer Nation. The business part, the part that everyone pays $100 for, you guys are going to get it for free. So you definitely want to stop past my table and enter your name in that drawing to get a chance to win your seat for free at the Healer Woman, Healer Nation Expo coming up. And that's definitely for all women in the DMV and abroad. You're all welcome. And listen, listeners, we thank you so much for always tuning in, but we want to hear more from you. Sometimes we can improve. We're not always perfect, and we don't always get it right. We don't have all the information like Gerri just spoke about. We want to hear directly from you, so please go to mwhrradio.com and take about 2 minutes. It's a short survey there. The listeners link or the listener survey, that link is found right on the website on our homepage. Take a few minutes and say, great show, or I think you guys can do better in this area, or invite us. So please get more familiar about the survey and let your voice be heard. We want to hear from you. And also, we are raising funds today to continue to bring you our big Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise RVA Expo that's going to be held in Virginia. We're taking over the mall, and it's for families, entrepreneurs, teens, anyone. It's coming out. It's going to be free. Well, we need your help to bring it to you, so please text SHOP MWHY to the number 70000. SHOP MWHY to the number 70000. I'm sorry, I might have said 70000. Okay, there you go. We want you guys to be in the room, but we also want to be able to get in the room, and we need your help to text that number, SHOP. We're not asking you for a financial donation, just text it, and then we're asking you to spread the word amongst your friends. This has been the Uncuffed Radio. This has been the show where, as a woman in business and you're juggling family, you're juggling life, and you're following that recipe for life, but you're not seeing that growth that everyone promised you, you tune in. If you feel like you have it all together and you don't want to cry to your friends about what's not going right, that relationship issue that, like Gerri said, you can't tell everybody because they may not support you, even family, you've tuned in to the right place. We bring great stuff every week. In addition, if you feel like you are not yet living uncuffed and you want more insights, some real tips, some real ways to make things happen, you've tuned into the right place. Feel free to download us, listen to us over and over again, and always come back. Now, I think I've stalled long enough. I think I actually have to go exercise now because I'm here for Let's Get Serious Expo. Oh, I know. I don't have to exercise right away. I can go visit some of the amazing vendors and network. Right, I'll do that. And I'll duck Gerri out, Gerri Cofield, the whole time because she's going to be watching to make sure I exercise. But if you're in the DMV, get down here. This room is already 100% full. It's getting, people are coming. They're just hanging out. The music is really jumping. I've been sitting in my seat dancing the whole time during the show. So I'm really excited. I want you guys to be a part of this. It is the Let's Get Serious Expo here at the Radisson Hotel, or formerly called the Radisson Hotel in Timonium. So go to GerriCofieldInternational.com or find us on social media. Trust me, you don't have to look hard. This expo has been blasted everywhere. So go to my page. It's all over my page, too, because I am a proud sponsor as the Uncuffed Living Expert, because I believe that if you're not living uncuffed, you are just not living, and your clients can tell. And one of the ways that I uncuff is I take my health very serious, and I get serious every year at this Let's Get Serious Health Expo. This has been Uncuffed Radio. This is Caprice Smith, the only uncuffed living expert in the world. You've just heard from the amazing Gerri Chambers, and you want to stay tuned. I'm bringing you so much more coming in 2015. Until next time, have an awesome day.